Right. So, welcome to another deep dive. And today we're going to tackle something that I think a lot of us have probably wondered about at some point, especially if you're into, like trading or investing.
Okay.
The whole luck versus skill thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how much of it really comes down to just being in the right place at the right time.
Right, right.
We always hear those stories of people making a killing in the markets,
hmm
and it just seems, I don't know, almost too easy.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we've got some interesting stuff to look at today. Some text that really digs into this whole idea.
Oh, wait.
And basically, the main takeaway here is, well, it's a bit of a warning, I guess you could say. Like if you're relying solely on luck, sooner or later it's going to run out.
Yeah, you can't just, depend on always hitting the jackpot, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's true for pretty much anything in life, right? Like think about it. We've all been on a hot streak at some point, whether it's, I don't know, at a casino or just, life in general. And then inevitably things change.
Yeah. And especially when you're talking about something as complex and kind of unpredictable as the financial markets,
Right.
it's just not a sustainable approach.
So what are we really supposed to focus on then if it's not about just getting lucky?
Well, I think the source we're looking at today emphasizes that it's really about skill and strategy, and maybe even more importantly, understanding how to manage risk.
Okay, risk management.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds kind of, I don't know, maybe a little intimidating for some people who are just getting started.
Sure.
Can you break that down for us a bit? Like, what does that actually mean in the context of, say, trading?
Sure. So think of it this way. Like imagine you're flipping a coin, right?
Okay.
Would you bet your entire life savings on a single flip?
No way.
Probably not, right? Because the odds are, well, it's a 50-50 chance,
Yeah.
and you could lose it all just like that.
Yeah, that's way too risky.
Exactly. And trading is kind of similar. Risk management is about, not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Diversify.
Diversifying, exactly. It's also about setting limits, right? Like using things like stop loss orders so you don't lose more than you're comfortable with.
Right, like a safety net.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe the most basic rule of all, and this is something everyone should know, is only trade with money that you can actually afford to lose.
Don't bet the rent money.
Exactly. Don't bet the rent money because look, even the best traders in the world, they have losing trades sometimes.
So it's more about being prepared for those.
Absolutely. Being prepared, having a plan, and not just, hoping for the best and crossing your fingers.
Right, it's about taking control.
Exactly.
I'm curious, though, because the text we were looking at, it doesn't say that luck is never involved, Rose, just that it's not something you should bank on. So is there ever a situation where, I don't know, maybe a little bit of luck could actually work in a trader's favor?
Yeah, for sure. There can definitely be times when, a trader gets a lucky break.
Wow.
Like maybe there's a sudden shift in the market, some unexpected news comes out.
Totally random.
Totally random, and it just happens to, benefit their portfolio. But, and I think this is really important, the really successful traders, they don't sit there and just chalk it all up to luck.
They don't get complacent.
Exactly. They see those moments as fortunate coincidences, but their main focus is still on honing their skills, developing their strategies.
So they're ready for anything.
Exactly. They're always prepared for when things, inevitably go the other way, because they always do.
So it's almost like luck might give you a boost, but it's the skill that actually gets you to that point in the first place.
Precisely. Think about someone someone really famous, like George Soros, right?
Yeah.
That whole thing with the British pound back in '92, that's often, talked about as this stroke of luck.
Right.
But what people often forget is all the years of experience he had, his deep understanding of how those markets work, the calculated risks he took, all of that led him to that point. Luck might have played a small part, but it wasn't the whole story.
No, it was the foundation that was already there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great point. It's like you can't just rely on hoping for the best. You have to put in the work.
Exactly. And I think that's something for all of us to think about, especially if you're listening to this, and you're interested in trading.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for that lucky break, how can you take charge of your own trading? What steps can you take right now to, build up your knowledge, your skills, your strategies?
Become a better trader overall.
Exactly. A better, more informed trader.
Yeah.
Because those resources, those tools, they're out there. It's really just about, taking that first step.
And not being afraid to, put in the effort. Well, I think that's a great food for thought.
I think so too.
Thanks for breaking all that down for us.
Of course. Happy to do it.
And for everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Hopefully you learned something new.
Absolutely.
And who knows? Maybe this will inspire you to take your trading to the next level. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.